don't ever skimp out on catering. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Alexi Ouzas. I'm a film producer and owner of Exile Entertainment, a production company based in Australia. We finance and produce feature films. We've done 8 in the last 6 years. We've helped a bunch more get financed, move into production, and I make these videos to help you make your first feature film. So let's get into it. What are the bare bone costs that you need to make a low budget or micro budget film? Well, number one on my list is catering, because you can cut deals with any number of people that are involved in a film, but if you can't give them the basic essentials that they need to survive, like food, there is no way that you're going to be able to make a film. And I would say, like, there are ways that you could actually make a film with no other money, no other kind of equipment or anything like that, but you would still need catering. So that is top of the list. The second one is labor costs. So you need people to come and work with you on the film. Now, what those labor costs are is absolutely up for negotiation depending on where you live. So if you're in depending on which country you're in or even which state, there's going to be different labor laws around who you can employ and for how much. But that is an area where there can be scope for negotiation, and you can include things like deferred fees that can bring your labor costs down. But that's something that you got to work out really quickly, right? How much are you going to need to pay your cast and crew, and how much are you going to need for post-production? So you really want to allocate all of that budget, get a really clear idea of what it is, and that's going to help you start getting an idea of how much money you need. The next thing that I would put on the priority list is production design and costume. So you're going to need some sort of allocation for those things, and I would really focus on getting those costs in quite early. Next one is a lawyer. So if you're going to go through this entire process of making a feature film, you want to make sure that you're doing it properly and you're doing it legally. And the reason that you want to do that is because if you're fortunate enough to sell your film at the end, you need to make sure you have all the agreements in place along the way to do that. And there is nothing worse or nothing more difficult than trying to get a crew member to sign an agreement or a cast member to sign an agreement months after the film's finished. Not because they won't, but because they've just moved on to other things. So get a lawyer, make sure you're doing things correctly, get all your agreements signed up so you don't have issues at the end. And then the final, like, bare bone cost that I think you absolutely need is insurance. So you need some level of insurance for the shoot in case something goes wrong. And then you're going to need E&O insurance, which is called errors and omissions insurance, if you do sell the film. If you don't sell the film, then you don't need that. There's a video which I will highlight in this video where I talk about the deliverables that you need to sell your film, but you will need E&O if it does get sold. So catering, labor costs, production design and costume allocation, lawyer and insurance. Those are, in my view, the absolute bare bone costs that you need, because really you can find ways to get around needing any other equipment, location fees, anything like that. You can find ways around that creatively, either through the script writing or the way that you're producing the film. But I don't think that there's a way to get out of those costs. So really, those are your bare bones. You've got to get them in the budget, and make sure that you're not avoiding any of those or not including them, because I think that can really come back to hurt you at some point. So that's it for the video. If there are any other costs that you can think of that I haven't covered in this video that you think are important, throw them in the comments section below. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so that you get notified when we post a video. That's it for this one, and I'll see you on the next one.